then will be able to demonstrate knowledge of different forms of oral communication for social purposes. They also have to develop the skills for listening and delivering fluent and expressive presentation. With this one, we're saying our learners have got an assess on some aspects which are, we check on the learners on their topic, we give them a topic, or they choose their own topics for presentation. So while doing the presentation, we check on the topic number one. We also check on the dress code. Is it appropriate with the topic for presentation? We also check on the posture. You know, some students, you know, they fidget around. So we give marks if maybe the posture is right. We also look at the eye contact with the audience. Is the student delivering the topic looking at the audience? We also look at grammatical errors in the speech being presented. We also look at the fluency. Is the students able to pronounce words, articulate words properly? And then we allocate marks on that. All this we do right through the year or through the learning period. We also have to check on our LO number 2, which is reading and viewing. This learning outcome enables our learners to read for information. It includes pre-reading, reading, post-reading for comprehension. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay. For comprehension and understanding, it involves the skim, scan, reading, classifying the passage for fiction, non-fiction, finding meaning in images, cartoons, and comic strips. Therefore, our learners are able to, one, demonstrate various reading and viewing strategies, comprehension and appreciation. Number two, our learners should be able to evaluate the meaning of a wide range of written, visual, and visual audio text. So when we are assessing the learners, then we give them maybe some cartoon strips. Then we ask them to give the meaning of them. We also ask our learners then to, our next will be writing and presentation. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we are hearing.
Okay.
Very great.
Writing and presentation, which is our LO3. It involves planning, mind mapping, and final draft of descriptive, factual, reflective, and interview, dialogue, friendly letters, business letters, and reports. Therefore, our learners should be able to demonstrate planning skills for writing for a specific purpose, as well as specific audience and context. So then we teach them to say, if I'm writing a personal letter, I should take note of the recipient of the letter. I should also take note of the content that goes together with that personal letter versus the business letter, which then you have got to take note of, why am I writing the business letter? To whom is it addressed to? All those aspects then we inculcate in our learners. And then at the end, during the course of the learning period, we give assessment tasks or activities on that. Then the last one would be our language and grammar, which we call LO4. It aims to bring critical language and grammar in sentence construction. Therefore, our learners should be able to, one, identify and explain the meaning of words and use them correctly in a wide range of texts. Like maybe we've got to maybe use our synonyms, grammar, parts of speech, the use of a dictionary. You know, some learners, you know, they're so funny, they cannot even use a dictionary. So we teach them how to even pronounce the words, we get it from the dictionary, and where to find the words, the meaning of the words for any text given. And at times we also have to use our the inquiry-based learning approach. With this one, we're saying it probes critical thinking in our learners. You know, we give them, you know, probing questions, and you know, just tickle them to think critically. And after thinking critically, then we've got to apply whatever they've been used or give meaning to anything that would have given them. And we also teach them for the ways like collaboration, to say working together to reach a common goal using talents, expertise, and knowledge. Therefore, we make them into groups, group discussion, and then at the end we need one maybe for presentation. When they are working in groups, you know, we are pulling in resources, trying to find maybe the areas of strength on each learners and maybe weaknesses. Then we deal with them later on as individuals. We also have got to make ask rich questions which guide inquiry, research, and gather relevant information, synthesis of information, and demonstration of understanding. Like I've said before, we give them probing questions, and then we ask them to narrate or maybe to give their understanding of maybe a text given. Then with that one, now we talk of our classroom stories. Like classroom stories, what do we normally do maybe with our learners when it comes to our stories? We have got to tell and then listen to a story. With this one, we're saying we give students pictures from a book in a correct order, and then we ask them in groups and predict what is happening. We give them a picture, and then you ask them, then what follows after the picture, or to make up the story from the pictures presented. And then we use voices and actions to maybe now for entertainment, just to check if our learners have grasped what we have presented to them. The next will be the draw a storyboard. And with this one, you're saying we introduce the characters and give the
her voice. Dr. Imran.
Yes, I think she's having some signal problem. I think she's. Yes.
6 to 8 sentences.
Are you with us?
Can I comment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what I have one question, ma'am Renaya, from you. In classroom stories, what we are actually we need in this session. The teacher should share with us some of their personal experience, like during his or her class teaching, what type of strategy he or she followed. So do you have some sort of special type of story in which you handle your students and you report some good results?
Hello, can you come again?
Yes. What?
Yes.
Yes, we are listening. We are listening, ma'am.
Okay, I'm saying, can you repeat the question again?
Yes. What I mean to say, as a teacher, what strategy you followed during your teaching in your classroom when you are teaching, your personal experience.
Okay, while in the class, with the stories. Okay. Yeah, depending with the age group. Like when I was teaching at a college, these are adolescents, the 18 years upwards. You know, the group was so, you know, the native language was not English. So to make it more lively, we would, I would take in some pictures, cut them up like a puzzle, several of them, maybe one picture depicting a story, give it to a group, another group in the class with their own different picture, story from the pictures. Then I would ask them to put up the pictures together and come up with a story and the conclusion of the story. That was the 18 years age group at a college where I was working before. Hello?
Yes, yes. Okay, okay, I will make it more precise. Like during your presentation or your newly joined class, okay, like at the start of the session, okay, how you will impress your students, okay, as a new teacher and new students, maybe they just came from grade 6 to grade 7 or 7 to 8, okay. So what strategy as a teacher you are following to make them happy and to impress them, okay, so they will wait for you that yes, ma'am Renaya will come to us. What strategy in your mind? Because you have to spend some time with them, whole year, whole session. So what as a teacher you want?
Okay. When, like, I'm starting with a new group, it would be introductions. And I would introduce myself to them, tell them my professional side, professional experience, and then my personal one. With this one, I entice them to be more open, as they will also give me their background life, or maybe their professional, their academic life and their social life. One would say, my mother is a single mother, or my father is gone, or whatever the family structure they would have. With this way, I find it so helpful in that I understand them better, knowing their background, and them also, they would take me one as a professional teacher, and then the other one I would tell them, yes, I'm here in the capacity of your counselor, I'm here in the capacity of your teacher, I'm also in the capacity of your friend. With this one, I find it helpful in that the learner would be so free and open to discuss anything with me. That's what I have done most. That's what I normally do with my group, first group, especially the first session with them. Just to be open-minded, tell them about myself, and them telling me about themselves. That way, I'll be able to quickly note their background and where the areas they would need help most.
Okay. Any participants want to ask something from Renaya Chiparora? Anyone? Yes, yes, Mr. Adi. Yes.
Okay, Murat, can I say something?
Yes, yes, sure, sir.
Okay.
Okay, I just want to clarify. Is the session of the leaders forum finished, and are we now moving to classroom story?
Yes, yes. The previous session is already finished. Now Renaya Chiparora is presenting us.
Oh, okay, okay. So I just would like to understand. All right. So I just want to give a little comment or response. I would like to respond to Renaya's assessment, language assessment element. So in our TESOL, there are 4 elements, I believe, that you can use to assess your student's language. We call it S, U, V, and C. S,
Okay.
U, V, and C. S goes for structure. Structure. Okay. U goes for usage.
Okay.
Usage. And then V goes for vocabulary.
Okay.
And the last, C goes for context.
Okay.
Great.
So, yeah, if you want to assess your student's language, then you can use the SUVC as your guideline. So, if the student can make a good sentence structure of the target language that you're going to teach, then it means he can tick that off. It means, okay, that's part of the language competence. Okay? And then usage. If the student can use the target language in the proper function, for the proper function, then the students, and they can use the right notion to express certain functions, then it means they can use the target language in the right, it's also part of the language competence. And then the third is the V. If the students can use the proper or appropriate vocabulary within the context that you're teaching, then it's also part of the language competence. And the last is the C, the context. If the student can use the target language in different contexts, okay, but still implementing all the structure, the usage, and the vocabulary, but it can be used in different contexts, then basically it's also part of the language competence. So that helps me a lot when I teach certain target language. And then if I'm going to use, if I want to do a LinkedIn after opening my class and then using an icebreaker activity, and then I want to check my students' concept understanding, okay, I can do a concept check question, and then I can also use SUVC as a guideline, the structure, usage, vocabulary, and context, to see if they have some background knowledge about the target language that I'm going to teach. So I think that goes in line with your what you call elements of assessment when you talk about how you're going to look at the student's ability to make sentences, to use the right vocabulary, you know, that's actually in line with that. But to make it in structured format, we call it SUVC. Structure, usage, vocabulary, and context.
Okay. Well, yeah, so it's just like the same as how we do it here. For us, we've got like 4 of them: the listening and speaking, reading and viewing, writing and presentation, language and grammar. All these 4, we use them per lesson. So each lesson should comprise of these 4 skills.
The skills, the 4 skills, the speaking, listening, reading, and writing goes for the skills that you're going to cover. We call it target skills. Okay? There is target language and also target skills. The target skills are covering, like what you said, speaking, listening, reading, and writing. And then the target language covers structure, usage, vocabulary, and context.
Okay.
Like grammar, you know, the grammar is part of the structure.
It's part of the structure, yes, yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. So that's the thing that we can use if you want to do an assessment for your students, and then we use this usually at the lead-in stage. So after you do opener and icebreaker activity, after you start your class, and then you want to do a lead-in to your lesson, then you can do a lead-in using concept check questions, or you can also use the SUVC assessment to check the student's background knowledge about the type of language that you're going to teach. So, and then you can also assess their 4 skills, macro skills: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So you can do this, it depends on your lesson plan, basically. If you are on the day you're going to be teaching, you're going to teach speaking and listening, then maybe the SUVC, like in the context, can answer a question in oral, using an oral answer speaking by speaking, and then you can assess the structure right away. For example, okay, put it in a very simple way. If I ask the students what is your name in introduction lesson, and then the students answer Michael.
Okay.
Then I will know the students understand my question, but she made or he made a mistake in structure.
In structure, yes.
It's supposed to be I am Michael. Okay, so
Yes,
is missing here. That is assessing the structure. So you can do this in a speaking context by giving a question.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so it's like...
So that's just an idea.
Okay, thank you for the idea. Yeah, so I've just seen some similarities in what we do as well.
Yeah.
I
Should I
think
get into this?
Mr. Wahid is asking.
Okay, by the way, Dr. Imran.
Yes, Mr. Wahid.
Dr. Imran.
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I'm also the language teacher. When it comes with the language, I'm being so much eager to discuss something about the teaching language, because I'm also not the native speaker of English, as our friend from Zimbabwe, she said. So I'm also not a native speaker. In India, in Pakistan, our mother tongues are different. We are having multiple languages over here. So how we learn the language? Basically, we learn language through translative method. It is more effective method when you are consuming it properly. Then it is going to be helpful for the longer time. It will create the picture image in your head of the particular sentences which you are talking in your language and in another language.
Yeah.
It can be multiple languages. It's not just one language. So when Adi is talking about the grammatical part or the vocabulary part, so when I explain it to my students, I just explain it to them in the simplest way. It's like a body. Okay, for the body, two things are the most important. If we know, can anybody tell me what is the most important thing? What are those two most important things for our body?
Our tongue and eye.
No, sorry, I don't want to judge anybody, but I just want people to get involved.
Yeah.
I would say the eyes.
No, the answer is no. Two most important things for the body.
For the body.
In which aspect you are asking?
It's food and
Which is without what the body is not possible. Two most important things.
Our skin
water
and flesh.
oxygen.
You can guess. Keep guessing.
Yeah, I would say water and oxygen.
Yes, air, oxygen.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell you two most important things without which the body is not possible. Is one is bone and second one is muscle.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So the grammar is the bones. It gives the structure to the sentence, and vocabulary is the muscle. If we are having just the bones, means just the grammar, you cannot speak English, you cannot write English. If you have just vocabulary, the structure is not good. So I explain my students in this way. If you are just having the vocabulary, your structure will look like amoeba.
Without any shape.
Yeah, without any. And if you have just the grammar, you are just the skeleton.
Very good example.
Okay, so
Yeah, the way.
But
Good example. Very good.
yes, sir.
see, nowadays people are mostly focusing on accent also. What about accent?
Yeah. Sir, I have shared a video with you when I was at Azerbaijan this November. Okay, I went there. I was with like people of 32 different countries. And when I was speaking with the British, or when I was with Canadian, when I was with American, they never discussed about my accent. they always told me your English is really good. We can understand. So to them it doesn't matter. To the local people it matters. Means the people who are around us, they are focusing more on our accent. Actually, I know the accent part, but I generally don't use. I use my typical Desi accent, means the regional accent, I can say. So I'm using it, and I just love it because I don't need to focus on the tongue. You can speak
Yes.
out by your way. And so you're correct. Means people like to have the accent.
Yes.
More important is pronunciation,
Yes.
whether the word is coming out properly or not.
Mm-mm.
So, and another thing I would like to share is about the small kids. Like when we are teaching them, like by the age we need to teach them the grammar points, or I can share one grammar schedule I have prepared for class first to class ninth, and the entire grammar portion is covered in that. So when you are teaching in school, you can cover up all these things. So the schedule will help students. But I can explain you it in simplest way, that when the child is smaller, when you're talking more with them in English, means classroom language, they can grasp it easily. But when they're getting older, like 16, after 14 specifically, when they're remembering or memory power is decreasing and their understanding power is increasing, means we generally teach with our textbook or the methodologies, but we come up lesser with the psychological part. So this part is somewhere getting more focused. I try to explain things to the teachers also, to my students also, that you need to understand when you are learning something. You need to understand your learning part. It includes psychology also. It's not simply with the textbook. It's not simply with the material. It's not the syllabus part, because any of the literate person can do things related to the teaching. But being a teacher, you need to understand the psychology of the student. So for the small kids, it's like talking with them modern English. For elder kids, the translative will work when they haven't learned English throughout the entire life whole scenario. But for the younger kids, if you have knowledge, sufficient knowledge of English, it will be sufficient. But with elder kids, like after 14, you need to have command over two languages at least, that you can teach them translative. You cannot teach them directly in English. It doesn't work out with the non-native speakers. I So many of the people, or in so many of the institutions I have seen, that they are pushing them to speak in English, and things are not working out as they wish. So to me, it's like if you have been talking with them in English, and if you're preparing a generation for like 6 7 years, and then the whole school will go completely in English. But before that, it's not possible. If you are planning to start making people start speaking completely in English in institution, it's a tough job, because learning language, it's a really tough part. One can only uh, practice it usual, and then only we can come up with the proper things. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy. And being a teacher, we should come up with this thing, that when somebody cannot understand it, it's not their fault, because somewhere we are lacking at something, and we need to find out the solution. So this is what my input was for today's story.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Wahid, and thank you very much, Renaya Chiparora. You explained very well. You did very well, and because this is your first session, so definitely for anything to start new, a presenter also maybe little bit need to understand the system and everything. And I already explained that actually this sessions are not 100% so professional. Okay, it is more professional, but alhamdulillah, you all people are gems of education field. But what I mean to say, that I want to make this a family environment, okay, that in which we can
Yes, yes.
share our ideas in very flexible mode. Okay, so unless we are not in relaxed mode, okay, not in a family environment, we will not able to share our ideas in that. So,
Cool.
inshallah, what I'm expecting, as I already discussed with some of our international friends also, we are going to start one online English language program, paid session in the means that in which we will register although the fee will be very nominal, but it should be paid to make a systematic way. Okay, so I would like to ask all of you, okay, because you all majority of you are English teachers, okay. Anyone who want to be the part of this paid session, okay, as an English teacher, okay. So what I mean to say, I want a group of trainers, okay. They will work as a team, okay. They will prepare some modules. They will prepare, that will be our joint copyright, like the trainers and Opep, and if other organization want to be. So that will be our property, okay. And we will announce that program, and you can register students from your side. OPEP will also advertise, and we will collaborate with other organizations if they want to join in this. But initially, 5 teachers from different continents, like Renaya Chiparora already agreed, and you can see OPEP logo behind her. So that is a very a very appreciable task, because I little bit guide her that because you are going to be a trainer of OPEP, so you should little bit own this. So because it's a very newly thing for her also, but I really appreciate she did at her level. So I would like to add this, because from African countries, Renaya Chiparora will represent us, and I think there Wyatt is with us already. I discussed with her, and we will request Chairman also to be with us as a board member, as a trainer. Okay, always she is saying, no, I am still in learning phase.
We all are in learning phase.
That is her greatness.
Exactly. We all are.
That still she is not.
You are all learning, but all of you have a lot of experience, and I don't have. I'm just learning now.
Yeah. No,
I'm starting now.
And I think Samia Naz Malik is also with us from Pakistan. And we will also. Assalamu alaikum. We will also request some of our from our global team, okay, if they want to give us some names, okay, because Abi Adi is a very busy person. Maybe he will not available for us on regular level, but we will discuss with them because I want this session very economical, okay, that everyone can afford, okay. And our Zoom license have the ability to take 100 participants, okay. So what I mean to say, we will conduct at least 1 to 2 day per week lesson it will be, and weekly students will get homework or assignment, okay. So it means a participant or a student will engage for the whole week, but the oral lecture will be only 2 days a week, and that 2 days, okay, it can be divided on the basis of modules. Like some trainers will be delivered on 1 week, or some or another. That will mutually we will decide, and the trainers will decide which modules and what because it's a teamwork. This is an idea from my side, but I will take idea from your side. Because you people are 100% English teachers. We are actually administrative people. We are from administration side. So we will welcome your suggestions how to make it more international standard and result oriented and fruitful. Yes.
Okay, Alhamdulillah, that's a really great idea, because I have been focusing, because there are so many people, those who want to learn English, and they ask me, okay, if you can spend some time, and I cannot give time to individuals also. So with this idea, I think we can reach out to the maximum people and we can give them the benefit. One thing I was supposed to tell you that when we are planning this kind of things, we need to take more help from technology, like for the material also, if we can use the Google Docs or something like that.
Yes.
So when we are putting them into that, we are getting everybody's IDs created, and we can just send them the data that they can work out on that. Because as you said, Adi is busy. So many of us are getting other things, and because of that, sometimes it's hard to manage the schedule and the timing. Even you won't believe, I have a lot of guests in the downstairs, but I was just supposed to be over here, and my wife is keep calling me. So this is something I love about this, because I love to be over here. I love to teach, and I love to learn from people all around the world. So at some point we have the commitments with family and all these things also. So we need to have the schedule, okay, and it must be with the timing also. We need to come up with the timing.
Yeah.
Like the Zoom, I can see that still the recording part is there. So if somebody wants to learn from the recording, they can also.
Yeah.
And if they have any questions, they can send us to. So we need to create the format for the for this schedule also, that how many minutes we are going to talk, how many minutes they are going to ask the questions, how are we going to solve their queries, what problems can we face because of the technology.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are the certain things which I would like to have Imran sir to have in this concern, that
Yes.
when we are preparing something, we can go up with as much solutions we can bring for the learners, as much
Yes,
we can.
I second you, Wahid Hussain, because that's why I said instead of only one trainer, I suggested as a group of trainer, because every we have our own commitment also. Saturday and Sunday is actually our family time. Okay, so like all of us having some sort of activities. Okay, so that's why what I said. I mean to say that if a group of trainers are there. So they will check their schedules, okay, who will which module should be there, and we will prior discuss with them in the group, and then we will set according to their convenient time. So the system, but the modules or the things will be analyzed and evaluated by all the group of trainers, so they will know, because it is continuation, okay, and so to make it more perfect, we should make it like this. So inshallah, I will make it one WhatsApp group also of our all participants. I think I have all Sir Adi, and you all have. I have WhatsApp number of all. So if maybe 100 not possible for WhatsApp, maybe we can create on Facebook one group, okay, in which we can discuss this type of thing. Because now our classroom stories and global leaders forum, this is just only general discussion. Anyone can participate at their convenience, but I want make it a regular system in which the students should learn for 1 month or 3 months. We will launch different type. For housewife also we can introduce. For small schools children also we can introduce courses. Okay, we can segregate later on what type of modules we can reshape them. We will assign some tasks, like maybe Kerman are good in housewife training, for example. Okay, so we will take her on board, her ideas, that yes, this trainer is having a very grip on this side. Maybe Mr. Wahid is having some professional expertise, like in business English or in HR or communication skills. So we will prefer Wahid Hussain. In the same way, maybe Renaya Chiparora having some experience in college student. So in the same way, Abi having, we will take idea from him also, that either he is personally want to involve himself, or he is giving us one representative from global trainers, okay, to be part of our this paid session initiative. And what are the fee structure, we will mutually decide, and then the advertisement, the board of directors or the board whatever, we will give them name. All the pictures will be displayed in all advertisement that these are our and we will make it more beautiful, maybe in the form of other technology like Google Documents, you said, and PDF format, whatever it is. Even YouTube channel already we have, but we can create another YouTube channel, okay, in which only the English language session students, we will give the same enrolled student access to that also. So they can do and whatever it is internationally feasible, we will take idea from each other.
Yes.
Anyone having any question regarding this or anything?
No, I think it's a good idea. We have our the online sessions that Mr. Imran, you have said, and another person is said. I will do second. Okay, we will give online sessions and different presentations. We can give them to our students, English language students, and in this regard, we can gather our students from different countries and different cities of the world.
Yes, that will also make the session very outstanding. If the students know that we have a collaboration with other students from different continents, okay, that will also make the program more effective. Alhamdulillah, as a trainer, we have also trainer from different continent, and if the students are already enrolled, because I know I have communication with so many students, people want to join as a learner also, they want to join us. So I think inshallah Dr. Sadaf is with us, Samia Naz Malik.
And I want to add one thing more.
Yes.
I want to add one thing more, that some students, like some girls, cannot go somewhere or out of their home to learn anything, or especially learn English. So they can beneficial for them also. It will beneficial them also. They will learn English at your home.
Yes. Not only from Pakistan, from different Islamic countries.
Different Islamic countries.
Yeah, they prefer to learn. The students, especially female, want to learn in their homes. That is very good, and we have, mashallah, so many English female trainers over here, like Renaya, like Kerman, okay, Saniam, Naz Malik, and so many we have, and we can introduce others also. Maybe Wahid Hussein knows some female from India, okay, which she will, if she have good accent like this. So as a team member, we can strengthen this program more powerful, inshallah. So I think we should conclude it now, because now it's a time to spend some time with our families, okay. So thank you very much for you join us, and you make the session very fruitful and successful. Inshallah, recording will be shared with all of you, and we will take input from your side. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Enjoy the week.
Thank you.
Okay.